This is the Effing One podcast with Adam and Luke.
As we talk everything Formula One motor racing.
G'day, welcome to Effing One Podcast, Australia's best only Formula One podcast. And after Barcelona, Spain, the Siesta Snooze Fest, where Lewis Douche-Canoe Hamilton won the race, Valtteri the other Finn Bottas got second, and Mad Max, the new Maldonado Verstappen. That's not too rough, is it? I think he deserves that title. It is time now to make F1 great again, brothers, comrades, as we head to the streets of Monaco and the beautiful French Riviera, c'est bon magnifique, for some sun, glitz, and glamour. Now, to get inside the info right here, we need the man with the info, the guy that's, well, he's memorised every single inch of this track before he learned to walk or talk, raised on the streets of Monaco. He's the 15th in line to the throne. It happened way back when his grandmother, who worked at the palace as a maid, was changing the water on the Asian lilies. When suddenly... So sorry. This is a true story. When the prince snuck up, surprised her from behind.
Snuck up from behind?
Oh my God.
My grandma's a lotus flower.
Oh yeah. All right, here you go. I got this. We'll pick it up from there. We'll pick it up from here. I just got to get through this bit. If I could just get past this bit here, I'll be fine. I'll be fine in a second. Bear with me. All right, hang on. It happened when his grandmother, who worked at the palace as a maid, was changing the water on the Asian lilies when the prince surprised her from behind. And the rest, as they say, is in the past. And in his case, in the blood. Blood. Bonjour, Luke. Comment ça va? Je suis heureux de vous voir, my good man. Love the Monaco Royal Guard uniforms we're wearing. We're matching today, Luke.
We are.
It's all part of the tradition here at Effing One Podcast as we wear the native costumes of the featured race, and today being the featured race of Monaco, the jewel in the F1 crown. Talk us through this circuit, Luke. You've lived it, you've breathed it, you've walked it a lot of times. Nice track.
Beautiful track. Beautiful setting. When you get there and you walk around it, you just think, I have to see a car go around here.
And there's no way I can afford that boat.
No way.
That's another thing.
Boat is. I don't think anyone should have a boat that big.
No.
You're not going to be entertaining 120 people
No.
on the weekend. We're not.
No.
Do you know 120 people?
I'm just thinking how many downloads we've got for the Effing One podcast. We might be able to fit...
Imagine if we got we could get an inflatable dinghy.
A inflatable dinghy. The F1 inflatable
out on the harbour.
Dinghy.
Effing One
Yeah.
dinghy. Effing One
Effing
dinghy.
One.
We just have that playing over and over again.
Yeah, yeah.
Just at 3 o'clock in the morning when everyone's trying to get to sleep. We're just
Tell you what though,
smashing it out.
that party's going to be still a million times better than a Williams party.
Oh,
Williams
Sayos,
parties.
Water.
Maybe not up there with a Red Bull party just yet.
Not a chance.
But an Effing One podcast party would be a pretty cool party to
Do
be
you know
at.
they have a special one-off made pontoon paddock for Monaco? So
Really?
they have made their own.
Pontoon.
Yep, it's like a massive floating, because the harbour's there. So the only way to get some room is to actually put it on top of the harbour. So their motorhome is effectively a floating pontoon, and it's only used for Monaco. And it has a
Whoa.
pool on it as well,
That is so cool.
which Mark Webber jumped into in 2010.
When he won
when he won his first Monaco Grand Prix.
Fantastic.
Ah, what a day that was.
What a good day. Boy, we had fun that day, didn't we?
Yep. But this is Monaco, and Monaco is a beautiful track with a beautiful setting.
Complete street circuit.
It
very
is
narrow.
incredibly narrow,
Nowhere to overtake.
tight, twisting. Daniel will find a way to overtake.
If you were to overtake at any of these corners, where would you go?
I would do it from outside from Portier through the tunnel down into the Nouvelle Chicane.
Yes.
That's really the only place you can get a good overtaking maneuver.
That's where Dan had a couple of good sniffs when he was sitting right behind the old bot of Lewis Dushkanu in 2016. He almost took him after that horrible pit stop
Lewis
fiasco.
kind of cut the corner there.
Yeah, I saw
he
that.
got away with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll take you through the track because it's a track I think needs a decent intro and a decent walk around.
Can you do it in a posh voice? Because Monaco's a posh place.
I'll do it in like a slightly French accent.
Could you?
Like. Yeah.
Yes. Hello and
welcome to the Grand Prix de Monaco.
Oh.
As we walk through the main straight.
Oh.
Going up to Saint-Devote. Saint-Devote is a right-hander.
Oui.
As you go up, you head. It's quite steep up towards Beau Rivage, into Massenet and Casino. When I was there in 2011, I was stationed at the exit of Casino, and you see them come around Massenet and into Casino. It's
c'est bon.
très bien.
C'est très bien, très bien.
It's beautiful. It's magnifique. It's every other French word you can think of.
Just chuck them all in together.
All in at once.
Yeah.
It's like an orgy of
French kissing tongue fest. Something like
it's an orgy of great words that
Yes.
say good things about Monaco. And then down to Mirabeau. There's two parts of Mirabeau. So tight corners, so incredibly tight.
Yeah, perfect.
Tight.
Do it. So do it.
And then they go out of Portier under the hairpin. You don't realize how much change of elevation and how tight and narrow it is in Mirabeau and Portier with the Mediterranean right beside the track. It's a beautiful place.
Very nice.
Through the tunnel, flat out, it's quite a corner. And then you go downhill, it drops 3 stories very quickly in braking. And that's where a lot of mistakes are made. Maybe a mistake will be done by a Haas driver, who knows. Into the Nouvelle Chicane, out of Nobel, into Tabac, the fast left-hander, before my favorite part of the track. So turns 13, 14, 15, and 16, which is considered piscine, or in English means pool. The swimming pool section, because there is a swimming pool on the inside of the track, which is the Monaco swimming pool. But the 13, 14, flat out, you see the cars riding over the bumps. It looks... I sat there for Saturday and Sunday. It was a beautiful place to sit. And then into Rascas on the second last corner, into Anthony Nogues, the final corner, onto the main straight. It's a beautiful track.
That is, and that's using your provincial Monaco accent. That's the traditional accent you grew up with when you lived in Monaco
I have to use it when
as
I'm
a child.
over there, or else I get kicked out of the family.
Not forgiving.
Thanks to grandma.
French speakers, generally speaking.
No.
What a beautiful circuit. What a ripper. I mean, narrow, not a lot of passing. I guess that makes coming off the lights pretty important.
Yeah, I can't stress how tight it is and how steep and narrow. And when you see them go around flat chat, you can only be impressed. And when I walked it in 2010, in November, I thought I have to come back.
Yep.
And then 7 months later, I was back watching the Grand Prix, and it's a amazing. Like you're not going to get overtaking. You'll rarely get overtaking. But in terms of, it's a test for the drivers because they have to concentrate for probably 2 hours because there's going to be a safety car. Someone's going to do something stupid. And it's just you have to concentrate so high. And when Mark Webber first won, he goes, I brushed the wall a couple of times. And as the race gets longer and longer, the barriers look closer and closer. And there's no room for error. Like there's no runoffs. There's no big concrete areas of runoffs like you'll get in China or Bahrain or Abu Dhabi. This is wall.
Yep.
You make a mistake, you're in the wall. Yep. Max Verstappen has found the wall a few times in qualifying and practice. Alonso crashed at Massenet in free practice 3 a few years ago. it's a place that it will punish you. You cannot rest for one gauntlet. I think it's 78 laps.
Yep.
The first race winner in 1950 was Fangio,
Fangio,
the great man. And he did his quali time. 1 minute 50.
Oh, I think it's like 3 days.
0.2.
1 minute 50. See, back in those days, cars were faster than they are these days.
Yep.
They had it going on, and no safety rubbish, just to bore things.
No safety
No
rubbish.
halo in those days.
Plenty of hay bales, though.
Hay bales,
That was
yes.
that was the heyday of the hay bales.
That came just prior to the halo. That was the warm-up to the halo.
That is. That's why they called it the halo.
Yep.
Except they changed it. It used to be HAYLO.
Yes,
it's
halo. Yeah, got you.
The qualifying time was Kimi Räikkönen with a 1 minute 12.178. The track has changed a little bit. There's tighter chicanes. But yeah,
might see those times drop a little bit, maybe.
I think so. This will be the first race of the the hyper
softs are in this race.
the light pink hyper soft coloured tyres.
Expecting a couple of seconds shaved off that lap
So
time?
they say it's between. Well, in Barcelona there was a considerable difference in lap times from last year to this year. Lap records were broken in every session. Like the fastest session on Friday morning was quicker than pole time the previous year. So they have considerably quicker. And now with this tyre, they think it'll be between 7 and 8 tenths just for the tyre. So it won't be a huge race tyre. But the ultra softs and super softs, so they've got the 3 softest range of tyres for this weekend's Monaco Grand Prix.
Do you reckon they'll all be going for the brand new tyre, Hypersoft? And would that be a tyre that lasts for a one-stopper?
No.
Not going to have the distance on it?
I don't think so. I think everyone will try and one stop because track position is vital. But the Hypersoft, they'll either go from the Hypersoft to the Super Soft. I can't see them. I think they might try and qualify
On the Hypersofts?
in Q2, like if they're going into the top 10.
Because you've got to have the same tyre that you qualify in Q2. That's your race tyre.
Yeah.
The same set.
If you go into Q3, yeah.
Yep.
If you're out in Q2 or Q1, you get a choice of tyre, whatever you want to start with. But if you're in the top 10, you have to start the race on the laps you did the fastest lap in Q2.
So they could start on the Hypersoft. That would last maybe 20 laps or so.
Maybe.
And then go on to a Super? Or would you go...
Well,
would that last the distance?
I think they'll go Super.
But it'd only be one stopper after that Hypersoft stop.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do it longer. But if they can get through Q2 on the Ultra Soft, then they'll start on the Ultra Softs and go straight to Super Soft after that. And then do Q3 on the Hypersoft tyres, which will be exciting to see them. They're pink tyres. The first time they've been used at a Grand Prix weekend.
Going to be exciting.
And then the race after that, they'll be in Canada. They'll be used there as well.
And it'll make free practice 1, 2, and 3 a little bit more. There'll be a lot more attention on this 1, 2, and 3 with the new Hypersofts.
Yep.
Checking them out because no one's had a chance to run with these bad boys.
Not since Barcelona pre-season testing. That's the last time. And Mercedes didn't run them at all in pre-season. But it'll be interesting because it's Monaco and it's balls to the wall.
It's the feather in the cap of the season. It is the race that every race driver wants to win.
Yeah.
It's the big one.
Yeah.
It's the big one.
It's the jewel in the crown. And
you know about that, having royal blood, Monaco royal blood in your family?
When his jewels were in my grandmother's.
Well, your grandmother, the water need changing with the fresh lilies. And it happened so quickly. It wasn't her fault.
She stayed there for a while.
She didn't.
She was waiting. She was waiting for a bit
of
Prince
Albert.
Albert.
She was presenting. And Prince Albert
in the animal world, that would be considered presenting.
Yeah. But...
and he doesn't need a second invitation.
Wow.
She's a good-looking grandmother.
Let's be honest. Everyone in Monaco is related to Albert.
Yeah.
To an Albert.
Yeah.
An Albert of some sort.
Yeah.
So, look, it's rich in tradition, rich in motor racing tradition. 1950, the first race. Fangio, I mean, that's the kind of awesome backstory we're talking about here. Fangio won the very first race. We've had winners like Michael Schumacher. I mean, all the big names. Last year it was Kimi Räikkönen.
No, Sebastian won last year.
Sebastian, my apologies.
This is the qualifying results from last year.
The year prior, it was Lewis Hamilton with Dan having that problem with the pit stop. The year prior to that, going to test your knowledge. Who was before that in 2015?
Not telling you.
Fair enough. You can't remember.
Yeah.
It's all good.
No, if it's not Daniel, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. So it is going to be an amazing... It's a celebration of motor racing. And you were telling me that the qualifying... Or they have a Friday rest day. It's a party day in Monaco.
Party day Friday. So the first practice session will be on Thursday. So practice 1 and 2 is on Thursday. Friday, I think they generally do like a Porsche race and a GP2 or a Formula 2 race in the morning. And then by like 11 o'clock, it's shut down. You can walk the track.
Yep.
So I went in there on the Friday, walked the track, met Mark Webber, met Felipe Massa. And tell you what, meeting Mark Webber in Monaco is a completely different Mark Webber to when you meet him in Melbourne, because he's just chilled, relaxed.
Yeah.
When Melbourne, it's just everyone wants
of course.
a second of him.
At your home Grand Prix, you're going to get harassed.
Oh, yeah.
And plus, Mark was dynamite on that track. He was the king of Monaco.
I have seen Daniel Ricciardo win at Monaco. That's the only race I've ever been to where I heard the Australian national anthem.
Wow. There you go.
That was in the Formula Renault 3.5. He won, and he won it easily.
Yeah, he loves his track.
Loves his track.
He does.
Lives there. He wants to win it. He nearly won it in 2016.
Would that play in his favour, the fact that he didn't win it in 2016, got so close? Or does that play on his mind? Is it mind games now? Is it like...
Nah, Daniel's not much of a mind game kind of person. He's not really someone who, thinks about...
Superstitious.
He's definitely not superstitious.
No.
So I think... If it wasn't for the pit stop, he would have won that Grand Prix.
Yep.
If they'd put the hardest tyres possible that they had on his car, he still would have won that Grand Prix, because it's going to be incredibly difficult to overtake.
Yep. How much would you love to be there at this Monaco racetrack?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we've got some great news for you, Luke. You don't realise this, but Effing One Podcast is doing a lot better than you think it is, financially speaking. We have made a little bit of extra cash. Isn't that right, Pete? Producer Pete, we've come across some funds. He's got some very, very deep pockets and very short arms. Pete, we're sending Pete to Monaco, and Luke. You're both going, fellas.
It's just
you're
Pete.
Both going. Producer Pete and Luke, you're off to Monaco.
Pete's
Why aren't you taking me seriously?
He's chowing down on some of Mum's cannoli.
He's straight into the cannolis. She's brought in a big tray. Look how fresh that cream is. It just sits like by itself. It's not sagging.
No.
He's right into them. Save us some, Pete.
No, you won't.
How's this podcast sounding, Pete?
He's
Producer Pete? I didn't catch any of that.
So it sounds like Pete.
I did catch that, and no, we haven't got any cash. So
Yeah, Pete went to the Greyhounds.
He's blown it. I'm gonna have to rescind that offer. We did have $2,000, and it was going to be a very cheap flight, and you were going to be backpacking, but Pete lost it on. Here's a Whisper, race number 4.
What was that dog's name?
Here's a Whisper.
Here's a Whisper.
Race 4.
You had a bet on that too, didn't you?
Canberra racetrack. Anyway, apologies. So we're going to enjoy that from the comfort of your sofa. Monaco, it is going to be sensational. Who does this track favour? Luke, is there a manufacturer or a particular driver? We know that Dan's bloody awesome on this track. Who else is bloody awesome?
Kimi Räikkönen is really good around Monaco. Lewis Hamilton's pretty decent. But all signs are pointing to one man.
Dan.
And it's the man you want me to say.
The personality?
The personality Ricciardo. Smiley Dan.
Yep.
Ricciardo, everything else you want to say.
The man
this is his track.
Tipped for Ferrari next year, perhaps, maybe?
Ferrari, Mercedes, Williams, who knows?
Well, I heard, did you hear Toto? Don't you dare go to Williams. Don't you do it,
Do
Dan.
it, Webber.
Don't you do it, Dan. Oh, that was a horrible mistake. I heard that Mercedes-Benz or Toto came out and said, and I quote, "Yeah, sorry, we are very happy with the drivers, and we have a unten fantastischen young driver policy, so we're not interested in looking at Dan." 2 days later, I go, yeah, you know what? So we like Dan. He's an awesome driver. We would not say no. What is with that?
Yeah, so
What's with the mixed signals, Toto?
he's playing hard to get. I think that's purely his policy.
Yeah, right.
I would play hard to get.
Yep.
Screw him. We've got many good drivers.
I prefer your Toto Wolff.
I prefer the Toto too.
Yeah, it's more manly. Mine's too Sebastian.
It's very Sebastian. It's very Nico. It's very
Yeah.
every
It's very...
Eastern European.
Yeah.
But
So you're saying that Ferrari is interested?
Mercedes have come out and gone, yes, we'll look at him. We do have a good stock of drivers.
And Bottas is driving very well at the moment.
Bottas is driving great.
So
I also think that's down to Lewis being driving like an old woman.
Yeah, they're not going to get rid of Lewis.
No, but both of their contracts are up at the end of the year. They are currently negotiating. I would like to see Lewis
Fuck off.
go to Williams.
Go to Williams.
Come on, show us how good you are.
Yes.
Go to the back of the grid.
Stop hiding in good cars.
Yeah.
Because you're not that great.
No,
Is that what you're thinking?
no, not at all.
No.
He's good.
very good.
He's good.
very
But I would
good.
like to see him at Williams and go, well,
Yes.
see what you can do. It's a British team.
Yeah.
Come on, you're a geezer.
Yeah, come on, mate. Where's your loyalty lie, geezer?
Yeah.
Oh, a geezer, no,
Where's he
mate.
like? Monaco. His big red jet.
Yeah. Drives
Looks
in.
like a dog's penis. That's what that
Yeah,
jet
flies
looks
in.
like.
He drives in a gigantic penis with wings. He's got his gold bling on. All right, guys, let's go party. Yeah. Oh, jeez. All right, okay, let's go. Yeah, geezer. What a douche
So
canoe.
the race last year, Sebastian won, Kimi second, Daniel Ricciardo third. Daniel was actually smiling on that podium last year, where the previous year before that, 2016, not so smiley Dan.
Not so smiley. No. Okay. Predictions from you and I. We need to put down, because at the moment we are locked in a titanic battle for supremacy and tipping. Who is going to qualify and win?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this really quickly. Let's go Mercedes-Benz.
Mercedes, who are you going to go?
I am going to say...
You did say quickly.
I hate this. I'll stay with Sebastian because...
Sebastian doesn't drive for Mercedes.
Oh, did you say... I'm thinking Ferrari. I'm still thinking Ferrari.
I can put Sebastian
Yeah,
in
put Sebastian for Ferrari.
and Mercedes.
Because of the fact that Kimi's going to be
For both?
sabotaged. No, just Ferrari. That'll be good. Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Yes.
I'm going to go
You're going to go Kimi, aren't you?
Kimi. You know why? Because he's greater in Monaco.
So you say.
Mercedes, I'm going to go for
Hamilton.
the douche canoe.
I will agree with you. Yes, I'll agree with you. I was going to change it up a little bit, but it's Monaco.
Red Bull Racing.
Red Bull Racing, Dan. And
I
Max
will
to
also
hit a
be going
wall.
for Daniel.
Yep.
Renault.
Ooh, a Hulkenberg for me, please. Both.
Yeah, I'm going to go the same.
Yeah. Just don't rate
Hulk's good
Carlos.
around Monaco.
McLaren.
Oh, can we really?
Oh, we're going to go for Alonso, please.
Yeah.
Lock that in. It's a no-brainer. How good is he
Fonz.
driving, Alonso?
He's phenomenal.
Fuck. He's just...
If it wasn't for him, McLaren would be terrible this year.
Well,
Wouldn't
yeah.
have many
I just love to
points.
see him in a decent car. I want to see him in Mercedes again. Well, not again, but up against Hamilton again. That'd be awesome. Smashing him. Force India. Let's go Perez.
Ooh.
Yep.
For both?
Yep.
The thing is, I'm going to go Ocon.
You're a crazy person.
I am.
Sauber, Leclerc.
No.
I'm going to get the general admin, please.
Viking.
I've gone off the Viking.
You really have.
I have. Can I
Eric-
still do the voice?
I'll
though?
put E. Ericsson. Is that what you... Oh, no. You
No.
do-
No. I'm going to go the general admin, please.
General admin.
Leclerc.
I will also go with Leclerc, considering it's his home race. He's from Monaco. He's a Monegasque,
Yeah.
if that's the correct term.
So he's got no excuse.
No excuse. Now, Toro Rosso, we're going to go for Crashman Gasly. Completely not his fault.
Yeah, Crashman Gas. I can't see Hartley.
Gasman.
Can't see Hartley qualifying, finishing a lap, any of that without doing something stupid.
I'm going to do something stupid.
Super unlucky,
I'm
but
going to do something stupid.
Hartley, come on. Cheers, bro.
I think he's going to do all right. He
he's-
lives in Monaco. Yeah. I've seen him race in Monaco. He didn't win.
No, that's why he's not going to
Because
do very
Daniel won.
Yeah.
Because he's the fucking best, bro.
well. Yes, he is, bro.
Haas.
Haas.
Holes.
Let's go Magnussen. Can't go Grosjean and on. Can't do it.
I reckon both of them are going to hit the wall.
Probably.
But I will go with the G-Man.
The G-Man and
Grosjean.
Williams Kubica to have a rare... It's going to turn up. He's going to turn up. He's going to put some sleeping pills
If he could drive Monaco one-handed, that'd be impressive.
Whoa, that'd be intense. That'd be intense.
So you're going to go with...
Oh, gosh. I mean, what's the difference between a pile of shit and a...
a turd sandwich and a douche.
and a douche canoe. Let's go the turd sandwich and go the Rusky.
Yeah, I was going to go the Rusky too.
Mm-hmm. All right. So a couple of points of difference there. Let's see how we go. It's neck and neck between you and I, Luke, after I had a 2-point lead going into Barcelona.
That's right, you had.
Yeah, you pegged that back real fast,
Yeah.
real smart. It's time for F1 News. News. And now a news flash for F1 Podcast.
The
on
news.
BBC.
So what we had was a test
Yep.
post.
You all right?
Yeah, just like
Cool.
Barcelona.
Yeah, Buzz.
I was thinking Catalunya, and I'm like, it's Barcelona. Did you hear they did the Catalan national anthem as well? And as soon as that national anthem stopped,
Nice.
Alonso just turned and like he tried to get away.
Instead of the...
No, they played both. They played
played-
the Spanish anthem, and then they played the Catalan national anthem.
Nice.
And as soon as the Catalan nearly stopped, like Alonso was ready to. He wasn't too happy.
I didn't realise he was that political about it.
No.
He is, though,
Yeah.
obviously.
And then
Well-
it still kept going, so he turned around, and then as soon as it stopped, he hightailed it out of there. So yeah, since they had a test session, test 1 and 2, there really wasn't too much to talk about. They drive so many laps around Spain. There's not a huge amount they're going to learn. I think it's more about evaluating what the tyre issues Ferrari had, and putting in some young drivers. Kubica got a day of driving.
How'd he go?
Yeah, he did all right.
Yep.
Yeah, on his particular day, he was 8th quickest, which I don't think
Pretty good for a Williams.
have been 8th quickest in anything.
No.
But yeah, a bunch of guys who rarely drive F1. It was their first time driving F1. Some completely randoms that I didn't even think they'd get a drive, they got a drive. So
Wow.
yeah, some
Just
unknowns.
some dudes off the street. A couple
Yeah.
of homeless guys.
Some of the guys, like one of the guy who did it for Red Bull, he's only been doing simulator work, and apparently simulator work was so good that
Jumps in there. How'd he go?
he did all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't set the world alight like he was.
No.
Max did day 1. But yeah, he did day 2, and he did a decent job. Kept the car clean, which actually should have just keep it clean.
Well, he's doing better than Max already. He's got
Yeah.
points on Max. That's great. Keep it clean.
Ricardo says that F1 should have a hypersofts at every race.
Well, I don't know why they don't. Why, if you're going to offer them, why offer them in just certain tracks? Does that make any sense?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, if you've either got them or you don't. You either bring them or you don't.
No.
Just bring them. You've got them. You've made them.
Yeah.
Pirelli, just bring them
Yeah.
and have an extra choice. It's an extra point of difference, and it makes that tyre choice more important. And teams that aren't so great can make that choice.
And that's what happened in China by having that change of tyre to throw a curveball in the mix in terms of strategy.
Yeah.
That they brought in the variable with the safety car that Red Bull's put on the softer tyre, and
It's all
went a
about
little bit
making
mental.
Formula One great again. So Pirelli, let's do your bit, because we here at Effing One Podcast are doing our bit. We'll get into that very shortly, how we are making F1 great again with some kick-ass selections. And it's grand final time, Luke.
It's grand final.
Let's not get too far into that, because we've got more to tick off the boxes right here. We've got a segment called Effing What? And what have you got for us prepared, wrapped up, and tied a little bow in this week? Effing what? It's interesting Formula One news stuff, stats that kind of blow your mind. You've had some rippers.
I have.
You've had
I've
some
been quite
absolute-
happy with the first 2.
Very cool.
I hope I don't let you down on this third one.
Just give us a quick recap of the first 2.
The first 2 was the last one was about braking.
That's right. How much pressure braking?
How much pressure, how much battery it makes, and just all the ins and outs and stats for braking. And the first one...
It was about income of the teams, the amount of money that teams spent.
Income and hours and time spent making, designing, and all the effort that goes in. Like when I was talking to people who have no interest in F1 whatsoever and berate me for my passion of it.
Your nerdiness.
Yeah.
When it comes to F1.
When I told them some of the stats, they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like,
did they say, effing what?
No, they have a speech impediment. So it was like,
They can't get the
They
lips
couldn't get
around
it out.
No, fair enough.
So this week, I'm talking about the steering wheel.
The mystery steering wheel of one Sebastian Vettel?
Oh, I think we covered that quite well and quite poignantly.
We had some theories on what that extra paddle was on Sebastian's. I think one of yours was it has a direct link to your babysitting kids.
Yep.
You've pushed the toggle and you can see what the kids are doing.
Yeah. Give them a quick radio call to say,
hey, I'm listening. I'm watching.
Get out of the cookie jar. It's not for you.
I might be racing, but I know what you're doing. Get your hands off it.
But also, if the kid's not doing something right, there's really not much you can do about it.
Although electric shock, perhaps there's...
that's your solution for every childhood issue is electric shock.
They say it's not the way to go. In the old days, that kept them in line.
Your kid's fine. Shakes often, but...
Fine. No problems at all.
She's fine.
No problem. So this week, what do we got for our steering wheel?
So the steering, like you think of your normal steering wheel in your modern day road car, it turns left, it goes left. You turn right, it goes right.
That's about all it does.
You got your indicator.
Yep.
You'll have a horn. There's no horn in F1. Maybe we should have F1s have a bit of a horn.
That's a great idea.
Imagine people around Magnussen going to be beeping the horn all the time.
Yeah.
There's no horn, unfortunately. There's not even an airbag. But they don't have indicators.
True.
But there's a lot of things they have that you wouldn't really use or need.
Like a shitload of LED lights by the looks of it.
There's a lot of LED lights.
Buttons. Knobs.
Heaps of knobs.
Paddles.
It's
just...
knobs and paddles. It just sounds like some S&M dungeon.
Knobs and paddles. It's just frightening. Look at it. And they've got a digital readout. And, every one of these buttons do something? There must be 50 so different buttons on there.
There's a lot of buttons. There's a lot of dials. There's a lot of switches.
Are they constantly touching them as they're coming into every corner? They're doing something with buttons?
So in most circuits, they're going to be changing gears a lot.
Yep.
So your gear paddles are behind the steering wheel, so they use them with their middle or index finger or both to go up a gear on their right hand. Generally,
there's no clutch.
No, there is a clutch. The clutch is under the bottom of the steering wheel, and that's how they do their start. So they hold their clutch in at the start. They don't have another pedal. There's no third pedal in an F1 car. It's just the go pedal and the stop pedal.
Right.
So their clutch, when they need to get out of pit lane from a pit stop or at the start of a race, that's when they use their clutch.
Right. And that's the only time they'll use it.
Yep.
Just off the start.
Yeah.
So they're just downshifting, upshifting gears without the clutch.
That's correct. So when you hit the clutch, they actually have a dual. They used to have a dual clutch, but with you can't even blink an eye as quick as it changes gears.
Wow.
That's how quick the gear shifts are, just by a flick of the paddle. If you get a modern day car that has paddle shifting, there's generally a shift lag.
Yep. And how many gears would you have? Because they've got the display, they know what gear they're in by looking at the display. How many does it go up to?
It goes up to 8. So there's 8 forward gears and 1 reverse.
Right.
And they have a neutral. And the neutral can be selected by the paddle shift, or they do have a neutral button on the steering wheel. It's generally a big N button, which on this particular steering wheel we're looking at, I think it's a 2015 or 2016 Sauber steering wheel. And then you can just it's got heaps of lights and buttons. So there's lights that will tell you if there's the DRS is activated. So if you're within a second, a light will come on to say, hey, you're within a second. Once you get to a DRS zone, you can press your DRS button.
Yep.
The newer steering wheels, since they have the virtual safety car, will have 2 little yellow lights at the top of the steering wheel. So if a safety car, or if you come into a yellow flag zone, it'll flash yellow. So you know that you're in a yellow zone, that it's not that Like you can't say, "Oh, I didn't see the yellow
Yep.
flag." There's boards with big flashing LEDs, and there's also some on your steering wheel. There's your radio buttons. You've got your drink bottle buttons. If you're, say your team says, "Hey, box this lap," you'll actually have a box confirm button. So instead of you saying something, you can just press the button and they know,
Right.
he's confirmed that. We've heard that. They've got switches, and inside those switches there's menus, and in the menus you can change settings on the car. So an average steering wheel costs about 50 grand.
Right. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money for a steering wheel to go left and right.
And who makes them? You got one manufacturer? Do they make their own?
Each manufacturer makes their own steering wheel, and every steering wheel is designed for a particular driver. So some drivers like the buttons along sort of like an ergonomic path. Some drivers like it in a straight line. And the display itself is generally the same between the two drivers, but the hand is molded to their hand.
Yep.
And it has a variety of, so if you've got an intermediate tire, you can change it to an intermediate setting, and it changes a bunch of settings in the car, like your diff settings and your brake balance and also your pit lane speed limit, because your intermediate tire is slightly bigger because it's got tread. So if you have a slightly bigger diameter around your tire and you go down pit lane, you'd effectively be going at the same, the car thinks it's going at the same speed by the pit limiter, but it's actually going quicker because the tire is actually bigger by a fraction. So if you don't go into these settings and change them, you could effectively be speeding in pit lane.
Yeah, wow.
So in a race, that would cost you another 5 seconds if they pin you for it. And then it has engine management, so you can, when you want to harness energy, when you want to tone down energy, your engine braking, your differential, your brake balance. So if you're going into a really big heavy stop, you want a little bit more on the front. But if you are going to sort of like a medium braking corner, you may want a little bit rear. And you'll see drivers do that in qualifying. You'll see them change the brake balance every lap. Every lap they do, they'll be changing the brake balance. Yeah. So I think that's what Sebastian's secret one is. He'll have two sets and goes, right, flick from one to the other.
Brake balance?
Instead of going in and then changing it, it's just one flick. And he's got two presets.
It's not the mini bar button.
Could be a mini bar button. Mini bar.
Yep. Pump it in some Jägermeisters into the drink chute.
They also have fuel mixture. They'll have your engine settings. Are you running at full max? Are you running at sort of 75%? Like if you're saving fuel. There's so many different things that this steering wheel does, and it gives you so much information. It will tell you the tire temperature. It will tell you the tire pressure, all displayed on the wheel. It will tell you your speed. It will tell you your delta time, whether you're quicker or slower than your delta time. So the delta times are proved to this lap time is going to be optimum for your tires. So everything is on this steering wheel. Everything you can possibly think of.
And they would have to memorize because they're watching the road. They're driving a race car at 350 kilometers per hour. When do they have a chance to look down and start fiddling with these knobs?
That's the thing. When they do their simulator work and at the start of the season, they'll be given a manual. And the manual is about an inch thick.
That's your homework, boys. Take the steering wheel home.
That's exactly it. Like
Take it home,
If you watch
memorize it.
that McLaren driver documentary, they'll actually explain how thick it is to learn what every single button does. So when you come to the track or when you go to the simulator, you know what you're doing. So it's your priority to know all of your equipment inside and out. So it's just
Because it kind of just looks like the next year's, the new and improved model of the Sony PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
So you're saying you can't play Minecraft on this?
You can't. You can try, but you will fail.
Could you take that home and plug that into your PlayStation and play Minecraft with it?
You can. I think Max Verstappen has a pretty up-to-date
He would.
steering wheel.
12-year-olds
It's a Red Bull steering wheel.
They love it. 12-year-olds love Minecraft. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So there's a lot. So fuel mixtures, brake balance, you can change your roll bars. There's so many things you can do.
That's crazy, man.
On this steering wheel. And all it is basically determined, but the driver knows everything that's going on in the car via that dash. And they can change settings. And if something fails, say a sensor fails, and it starts to have a glitch, the radio will go into mode this. They'll flick they'll flick a switch, they'll toggle a paddle. This is while driving a car.
That's crazy.
And then they'll change it and they'll just tell that sensor to just shut up because the sensor's had a fail, and then they'll continue going.
I mean, I don't know about you, but when I've got a passenger in the car with me, that alone is enough to throw me off.
Yep.
Like, don't talk to me because I'm going to get lost. Thanks. Now I've got lost because you're talking to me. These guys are not only talking to the guys at the pit wall, they're pushing a million buttons, overtaking people, driving at 350 kilometers per hour, taking crazy G-force turns. Mm-hmm. What the hell?
Yep.
This is crazy.
So you think about the complexities of the steering wheel, then you're putting your foot on, 280 kilos, pushing a leg press down on your left foot, gently touching your right foot on the accelerator, going through the tight corners of Monaco, making sure you don't hit a barrier. The guy behind you hassling you, the guy in front of you trying not to rear end. All of this is happening for 2 hours on a Grand Prix weekend. And it's non-stop. And you think it's just driving a car. It's not like driving a car. I can't imagine this complexity.
It makes me laugh when people say, but they're just driving around in circles. What can you possibly like about... What are you talking about? They have no idea.
Go-karting.
Go-karting.
Go-karting hard for 15 minutes. You go, oh, that was tough on the old forearms.
Now memorize a steering wheel on top of that with all those buttons on it.
Yeah. And if you'll hear some guy on the radio sometimes go, where is this? Like, how do I do this? I'm like, that's someone who hasn't done his homework.
Yeah,
that's someone who hasn't ticked every single box. And if you want to be in Formula 1, you want to be considered as one of the best drivers in the world, you have to memorize everything because your engineers have, and the engineers of the engineers have.
Any culprits that you can finger point to the Lance Stroll.
Lazy Lance.
Wow.
He's someone who has to be spoon-fed information because he...
Brought up with a silver spoon in his mouth.
Yeah.
Never had to study, did he? Had a very rich dad.
Yeah.
No, he's a lovely guy. We hope you're listening.
And
if he was, he's
Lawrence
not
Stroll, if you
anymore.
want to throw some money, and I'll be at Monaco.
He's got a lot of cash.
'Cause Pete spent it all on a greyhound.
Yep.
It's still running, I think.
And please feel free to donate some money to Send Luke to Monaco Fund.
Quickly.
We'd love to get him there, but it's running out of time.
Quick.
And that is wrapping up some crazy effing.
Ooh.
What? You've done it again.
Might have been a bit boring, but
No, dude. Boring to, I think, even the normal average punter who pops down the shops to pick up some milk and bread. The amount of stuff these guys have on there, I mean, it's crazy. So much technology, so much money. It's cutting edge.
And you got to drive fast as well.
And you got to drive really fast and win a race. Speaking of going down the shops to pick up some eggs and milk, guess what?
I know where this is leading to.
Yeah, yes you do. It's finals time. That's right. As well, Barcelona taught us one thing, Luke, the importance of bringing back Formula One, making F1 great again, bringing back exciting races. And that is exactly what we do here at Formula One at Effing One Podcast. We're on a constant quest to make F1 great again.
I think we're doing a very good job of it.
We do our very best, and sometimes we might miss the mark. 99.9% of the time we miss the mark, Luke, let's be honest. But I think with this we're on a winner, because we have got some wonderful ideas to make Formula One great again, and we will be taking those that single winning suggestion to Liberty Media in Switzerland. We've got the uniforms set up. It's on our bed. We're ready to get pressed. It's ironed. We're wearing our hats. Making F1 great hats with the flip down attachment that you can pick up on Effing One Podcast Twitter page. The reality glasses, because who wants virtual reality when you can have reality?
Welcome to reality.
That's right, kids. Time to get off the sofa. Peel yourself off the sofa and the PlayStation. Get outside. What's that? That's the sun. Enjoy some reality,
Watch
kids.
out for that bus.
So the grand final is here, and the results are in. And going head to head, we've whittled them down from a number of amazing suggestions we've had.
It's like playoffs. There's playoffs for ideas.
They went head to head every week. Playoff ideas. Some of the ones,
some great ideas went to the wall.
We had driving in the same spec car. We had the burnout competition. We had the reverse. I can't believe this didn't make the grand final. The parallel park, parallel park competition before, and depending on how you scored in the parallel park, you qualified in that position.
Yeah,
I mean, these are skills that we can all enjoy and love.
Yep,
it brings it back to the common man.
Yes,
we appreciate. That's what we're trying to do.
And you could sit there and go, "I parallel park better than Daniel Ricciardo."
Correct. Look, I should be in Formula One.
Yep, I should. Based on my reversing ability, I'm
Check
the
this
I'm
out.
the F1 driver of
You're F1
reversing.
quality reverse parking there, my friend.
I haven't hit a car yet.
Nah. And look, there's going to be a lot of drivers that are going to smash into some cars. Max, Grosjean. There's a Magnussen.
Magnussen's.
The list goes on and on. Any Haas driver. So, the grand final, it is between... Let me just double check here. Yes, the shopping bag challenge. Correct me if I'm wrong. You might want to take over from here. Shopping bag challenge.
So, various appendages on the car, like wings, the halo. You'll have the wing mirrors, the side pods. You just basically put a bag on them, just like you go into the shop.
A shopping bag.
Go into the shops, and I'll just chuck this bag on here, and I'm going to get it home, which you do on a lap.
Well, wait, inside the bags, you've got a number of very, very valuable things.
Inside,
Eggs.
there's very breakable things.
Grandma's
You've got
porcelain.
eggs, grandma's porcelain. You've got Fabergé eggs. You've got anything that could
Some French
possibly-
pastries.
some fine china.
Yep.
Chocolate Easter eggs.
Chocolate Easter eggs with maybe the lint with that soft, juicy chocolate in the middle.
And the point of having Easter eggs in there is the exhaust. Like, they can't put it on the back of the car.
It'll
'cause
melt.
If it melts,
Yep.
you'll be starting at the back of the grid.
Yeah.
So it's all about doing a lap of qualifying and not damaging anything, or you'll get like a 0.2 of
Deduction.
everything that's broken. So if you have a crate of eggs and they're all buggered,
Yep.
or
You've got a dozen eggs that are smashed in the bottom of the bag.
you've lost 2.4 seconds right there.
Sorry, Max.
I think might be the only way Williams might get a pole is through the shopping bag challenge, and that would throw things up.
Well, it does give teams like Williams a distinct advantage, considering they are so slow. You just have to keep that car on the track, and you're probably not going to break that many eggs. They could be sitting pole.
They could.
That's going to spice up Formula One.
That's how we make F1 great again.
That's by spicing it up a little bit. So the shopping bag challenge is going head to head with eating the national dish of that country while you're qualifying. So
I love this.
this is good. It's good, clean entertainment.
Not clean for the drivers.
No. Thankfully, they've got their hot fire suits on. So in Australia, you'd qualify eating the meat pie. So you've got to eat the meat pie in that qualification lap.
It's a full-size meat pie. We're not talking party pies here.
No. It's a big one, and it's piping hot.
Oh,
It's
has to be.
at a certain temperature that's scalding. So you're blowing like your fingers. Oh, you can barely touch it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to rest it on my lap. Oh, crap. Now I'm also qualifying.
Yeah.
And there's all these buttons on my amazing $50,000 steering wheel. What am I going to do? And you call into the pits. What number am I doing to eat this hot pie? Is there a button that I can push to eat this hot Luxor
Maybe
in Singapore?
maybe one of the buttons on the new steering wheel, once we bring this in, is it's like an automatic pie cooler.
Perfect. Is that Sebastian's
Or
special title?
the special paddle is that
special
you
paddle.
just put a bit of sauce in.
Oh, it's a sauce dispenser.
Sauce dispenser.
Clever, Sebastian.
Plug it in, sauce.
Those crafty Germans.
Ooh,
They think of
know what they're
everything.
doing.
They're good.
That's why Kimi doesn't have it, because he hasn't thought of it.
His is a vodka dispenser. He's got the little hey,
Hey guys.
hey, I'm out of vodka.
Guys, vodka. Blah. Blah. Give me the vodka. Blah.
That's exactly what he sounds like when he wakes up. It's the first thing he says. Where's the vodka?
Where's my vodka?
So, of course, other tracks, you are qualifying eating a different dish. So, in Spain, it would have been paella. You're eating a paella when you're qualifying. So, it's puts all sorts of different elements between eating cuisine. It marries eating and driving. And that is a beautiful marriage.
Yeah.
So
Only the great drivers can do it.
correct. I could do it when I was a
You're
courier.
a great driver.
I used to do a full roundabout with the knees, not even touching the steering wheel with my
When
hands.
I sat here and listened to that the first time you said it, I was in awe.
we
'cause
almost
I couldn't do that.
We almost put that in the effing what segment, didn't we?
Yep.
So the results are in. Grand final. The winning suggestion is going to Liberty Media today. We are packed. We've got our bags packed.
We're not going to Switzerland, though.
We're not going to Switzerland.
No, we're going to America, because that's where Liberty Media
That's
is from.
correct.
Switzerland is the FIA, which we'll have to talk to them as well, because they have to get the rules ratified. We have to go to the States,
True. First,
twist their arm, go, hey,
we're here.
we're trying to make F1 great again.
Yeah, we're from F1
Look
Podcast.
at the hats.
Let us in.
We've got honest faces. We're not here to waste your time.
Please let us in.
Please, sir. Can I have some more?
What about the hat? Do you like the hat? We've got a hat for you.
You got to go in with confidence. Go, look
Yeah.
at my hat.
Yeah.
American.
Yeah, we're making
We're
it.
in America now.
And if anywhere there's going to be a red hat with white writing saying "making something great again,"
We're in.
We're in, baby.
We're a shoe-in. And then we'll head over to
We're
Switzerland.
not a shoe-y because that's copyright.
No, it's copyright. Can't say
But we're
that.
shoe-in.
Yeah, we'll have to edit
Dan
that.
can't even say
Shoe
shoe-y.
something.
It's just a
Shoe.
boot drink now.
A booty.
A booty.
Let's drink from the booty.
Bootay. That's a different drink. That's a different website, and it's dirty and disgusting. So,
And it seems to be a bookmark for you over here.
we digress. The winning head-to-head. Okay, can you please tell us how the results went, please, Luke, of making F1 great again? The winning suggestion. What was the winner? Shopping bag challenge or eating the local dish, qualifying on your lap?
Well, the winner. By TKO.
I'm so nervous.
In a complete and utter landslide. You don't know which one has won.
No, I don't.
So, the winner.
Can I tell you who I want to win?
Yes.
No. Okay.
Go on.
I would like to see the shopping bag challenge win because I think that really highlights serious skills. Anyway, continue.
Well, it's not.
Bugger.
I was going to make a big build-up, but I just wanted to squash your dreams right then and there.
Damn it.
So, the winner.
Yep.
Is eating the local dish during qualifying run, and I'm going to say that's impressive.
It's very impressive, and we are going to put that flag in it proudly because thank you to everyone who voted on the Effing One podcast Twitter page. Huge number of votes coming in. A landslide victory to qualifying a Formula One race, eating the national dish of that country. So that suggestion will be locked and sealed in a briefcase. Where is it? Here's the briefcase right here.
Lock it.
There's the key. And we are ready to go to Liberty Media.
You're a sound effects superstar.
Hats
I would
on?
never have thought of that. Hats on.
You need your Making F1 Great hat on, Lucas.
My hat is on.
There it is. We are ready. Okay, after this podcast, we are flying to Liberty Media.
Straight to the States. I don't even know where they're based in the States.
We'll find
We
them.
kind of need to.
The States isn't that big.
It's not that big.
We'll just head for
We'll
the middle.
start from one side. and then
No, safer to go from the middle and move outwards. We'll choose a direction.
You go one way, I'll go.
That's
no, we
right.
need to stay together.
No, you
We'll
go
get
one.
lost.
You go that west. I'll go east. And when we find it, we'll whistle, and you'll recognize it because I'll do like the Skippy whistle. It'll be like this, like the Skippy whistle. You know Skippy, the TV show. If you're not from Australia, maybe you don't. It's the talking kangaroo. Well, no, he didn't talk.
It's one of the biggest shows in Cuba, I hear. Skippy.
Finally. And great show. It's like Lassie, a dog that knows everything, but it's a kangaroo that knows everything. Very organised. Well, that's what we're going to do, the whistle, and we're going to meet back, and then, hey, good news. Let's go back, drop off the suitcase.
I hope it's your way because I'm not very good at whistling.
No,
I can whistle, but it's not going to carry 5 meters.
that's a problem. That's a problem.
I'm like an indoor whistler.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Sometimes I get a good nose whistle when I'm blocked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. When your sinuses play up, you can really whistle well, which is most days, around from 8 o'clock onwards, unless you're wearing that mouth guard that helps you breathe.
Yeah, for my sleep apnea. I've got the whole machine on.
Okay, so congratulations to qualifying with the native dish on your lap. That's going to Liberty Media. Very exciting. And we're going
It'd
to
be good for Robbie Kubita. Yeah, he drives with one hand, so eating with the other one will be fine.
natural skill set.
Put him in an F1 car.
He already drives with his knees anyway, so it's a natural fit for him. Could he eat a pie, for example, with that gammy arm that he's got? Could he hold anything with weight?
Yeah, I think he could.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure he could.
he doesn't like. He only has to cup it.
What are we talking about?
Shoves it in the
What's he
gob.
cupping?
The meat.
The meat pie, the meat and veg.
He can get us. He can eat.
Yeah,
He can drive an F1 car.
come on,
Of
mate.
course he can eat.
He's awesome. Well, now it's time for At Home with Kimi.
Kimi's drunk again.
We tailed off there. Kimi Räikkönen, Formula One's funniest guy, would you say?
Most entertaining.
Most entertaining, weirdest. Comes out with the most ridiculous sayings when he's driving a car. Also, when he's not driving a car, he says the most ridiculous things ever.
I love always having a peek into Kimi. He's always an interesting person. Never doing anything dull. But he seems quite aggressive.
Yes, he's a psychologist's dream, that man, to sit him down on a couch. I don't know what you discover about him, but there's a backstory there.
There's a drunk monkey inside at the
Pretty
wheel.
much a drunk Finnish monkey escaped from the Finnish zoo, from the Oslo Zoo.
Finnish monkeys are
Is Oslo? That's the capital of
Arctic
Finland.
monkeys, kind of.
Arctic Monkeys.
Great band.
Great band. Okay. So what is Kimi doing? We've had a suggestion here on the Formula Effing One podcast Twitter page from a Tiger Pete 69.
69? Dinner for two.
He's from Australia. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Australia. Is it?
Australia.
Oh, Australia. And Pete 69, Tiger Pete 69, would like to see Kimi in the kitchen cooking up some dinner. So
Let's have a look.
let's see what he's doing right now.
What? Hey guys, where's the pickled fish? I found the dry fish. I found the fried fish. I want some pickled fish. Hey guys, where's it? It's not in the fridge. Hey, someone go to the shops. Hey, is anybody here? Just need some fucking pickled fish.
And that was At Home with Kimi. It's always nice to see what Kimi's up to this time of night. That's what he's doing in Finland right now. He's in Oslo.
Yeah.
Just before he
Oslo's in Norway. You
I know.
dickhead.
he's in Reykjavik. Is that there?
You stinky Helsinki.
Oh, Helsinki shit, because Reykjavik's in Iceland. God damn it. So close. One of the Scando
Do we
countries.
need to go through Google Maps again?
Yeah, we do. We really do.
Such a popular segment last time.
You know what trips me up every time? The Scandinavian countries.
No, they do.
They are so
They
confusing.
mess you up.
They sure do. This is something that is completely off note, but apparently linguistically, Finnish is more similar in language to Hungarian than it is the other Nordic languages. Danish, Swedish, Norwegian. They're all very similar, but strangely, Finnish has its roots in Hungary, the language. I used to work with a Hungarian dude, and he understands Finnish. And there was something on SBS, some TV station I saw. Anyway, some scientific people that knew stuff said stuff like that, and I believe it. Anyway, you would. If he's got a white coat.
You're a very gullible man.
Say that again.
Well, that was.
I don't know why I mentioned that. That was off track.
No, it was fine.
Sorry,
we got there.
I'm sorry, man. That seems like we should wrap this up.
Kimmy's already talking about it now. He's like,
Kimmy's talking about it right now.
Wow. How come I can understand those guys in Hungary?
Yeah, that's why he did so well at the Hungarian Grand Prix.
That's bang on, brother. Felt at home.
Yep.
Felt at home. Is it Producer Pete? Do we have to wrap this up? Yep, I'm going to go. The boss is calling it.
He's giving us the
Producer Pete. The wind up. The wind up.
Yeah, he's telling us. Yeah.
He's got the Doritos all over his chest. He's falling asleep. All right, so Montreal, Canada is the next race. That promises to be Très bien. That's going to be coming up after Monaco. Stay tuned. Monaco coming up in just a couple of days. It's going to be awesome. Now get hold of us for comments. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Say g'day. Effing One Podcast Twitter page. Lucas,
Adam.
Monaco. Sorry we couldn't get you there, but Pete pulled the pin on the funds. He went down to the TAB and put $2,000 on. Yeah, make a wish. Didn't come true. Poor old that dog. They had to be shot. Unfortunately,
I don't know.
Humanely put down.
I don't know
Humanely
what
put
Mum's
down.
made today.
Mrs. Luke, what has she put on here? Mrs. Luke always, before every race, puts on a smorgasbord. She is so good in the kitchen. What has she made here? We've got some eclairs.
I was about to say that's a chocolate eclair.
That's a chocolate eclair.
It's Charlotte Claire's brother.
Charlotte
Chocolate
Claire's favourite food. A chocolate eclair.
He's
Makes
the
sense.
urban eclair.
Did you say there was cannolis? There are cannolis. Pete finished them.
Yeah.
Producer Pete.
Pete loves
Thanks, Producer
cannolis.
Pete.
Thanks for saving us one.
Didn't even bother.
Jackass.
He is the boss. He calls the shots. What else we have here? We've got
See this?
Oh, a
See
flan.
this right here?
Yep. What's that?
I don't know what that is. I was asking if, do you know what that is?
I think it's frog's legs.
Frog's legs.
Yeah.
Very French.
But a lot of, garlic.
That'll make my breath stink.
Yeah, but then again, with royal blood, you can get away with anything. 15th in line to the throne.
I can.
That
Come
grandmother.
on, number 15. We just need some kind of natural disaster to take out Monaco.
Yes.
And then I'm in.
15, yeah, you could. That's not far
I
away.
think you automatically get a Ferrari once you become the Monaco Prince.
I think you do. Numerous Ferraris,
That's
any
the
car that
plan.
you want.
That's all I'm aiming for now.
Yeah. That would be.
Stop and just become a full-time prince.
That's awesome.
Right now I'm a frog.
Show us your wave. Do it. Meghan Markle's is better.
She's a wanker.
She's closer than you
Who
are to
wants
being
to
a royal.
marry a ginger?
She's closer than you are. That's so true. She's so beautiful. He's ginger. Wait, you're ginger, Luke.
No, I'm not.
You've got ginger in your beard.
Ginger in my beard.
Hey, we should really wrap this up. But before we go, if nothing else, we've learnt one
Let's
thing today.
digress.
If you do work for a royal, don't change the water in the lilies. And if you do, just
Push back.
see you, Luke.
Bye, Adam.